Have you ever wondered what kind of ships could destroy an entire city from miles away? Or which floating giants rule our oceans today? Get ready to discover the most incredible warships that make waves across the seven seas, where ancient legends meet modern technology in an epic display of naval power. The modern maritime giants. Today's oceans are home to some truly amazing warships. These aren't just regular ships. They're like floating cities packed with the most advanced technology humans have ever created. From ships that can launch planes to vessels that can shoot down missiles from miles away, these steel giants protect their nations day and night. Some of these ships are so advanced that they can think for themselves, using artificial intelligence to make split-second decisions in battle. The mighty Zumwalt, a ship from the future. Imagine a ship that looks like it came straight from a science fiction movie. That's the USS Zumwalt. This incredible vessel is the most advanced destroyer ever built. With its strange angular shape and sleek design, it almost looks like a giant stealth fighter jet floating on water. The Zumwalt is huge, over 600 feet long. That's about 2 football fields placed end to end. But what makes it really special is how sneaky it is. Even though it's massive, it appears as small as a fishing boat on enemy radar. How cool is that? The ship is so advanced that it uses electric motors instead of regular engines, making it super quiet and efficient. This super ship has guns that can hit targets 80 miles away. That's like shooting something in another city. It's so advanced that it only needs half the crew of older ships, thanks to special computers that help run everything. The ship even has its own power plant that could provide electricity to a small city during emergencies. The Japanese Guardian, Congo-class destroyer. Meet the Congo-class destroyer, Japan's amazing defender of the seas. These powerful ships are like floating shields for Japan, using special American technology called the Aegis Combat System. Imagine having eyes all around you that can spot danger from miles away. That's what this system does for the ship. The Congo can track and fight multiple threats at the same time, whether they're in the air, on the water, or under the sea. It's like having a super-powered warrior that never gets tired. These ships are fast too, zooming through the waves at speeds over 30 knots. That's faster than most speedboats. Plus, they carry special missiles that can shoot down other missiles in space. Talk about reaching for the stars. The Russian giant, Kirov-class battlecruiser. Now here's something really incredible. The Kirov-class battlecruiser from Russia. These ships are like floating mountains of metal. They're so big that they're powered by nuclear reactors, just like some submarines. That means they can sail around the world without ever running out of fuel. These massive warships are longer than 8 blue whales lined up nose to tail. They carry enough missiles to take on an entire fleet by themselves. The Kirov-class ships are so powerful that other navies nicknamed them ship killers. When one of these giants appears on the horizon, other ships know to stay out of its way. They even have special ice-breaking hulls, so they can sail through frozen Arctic waters. The Korean powerhouse, Sejong the Great class. Named after one of Korea's wisest kings, these ships are like the smart kids in class who are also really good at sports. The Sejong the Great class destroyers are some of the most advanced ships ever built. They're packed with so many missiles that they could protect an entire country from air attacks. These amazing ships use computers that are so smart they can track hundreds of targets at once. It's like having 1,000 pairs of eyes watching the sky, sea, and everything in between. They're also equipped with special sonar that can hear submarines trying to hide underwater. The ship even has its helicopter pad and can launch aircraft to help find and fight threats far away. The Flying Fortress aircraft carriers. Now, let me tell you about the biggest warships ever made, aircraft carriers. These floating airports are like small cities on the water. They carry jets and helicopters that can take off and land right from the middle of the ocean. These massive ships have everything a small town needs: restaurants, hospitals, stores, and even their own post office. They're so big that they can hold over 5,000 people. That's like putting an entire school district on one ship. The flight deck is covered with special heat-resistant material that can withstand powerful jet engines, and they have catapults that can launch planes into the air like a slingshot. The silent hunters, submarines. But not all powerful warships float on top of the water. Some of the most dangerous ones lurk beneath the waves. Modern submarines are like underwater spaceships. They can stay underwater for months at a time, and they're so quiet that they're almost impossible to find. These underwater warriors carry powerful missiles and can pop up anywhere in the world's oceans without anyone knowing they're there. It's like having an invisible giant that can protect its country from anywhere. The robot ship, Sea Hunter. Here's something really cool. Imagine a ship with no people on board. The Sea Hunter is exactly that, a robot ship that can sail itself across the ocean. It uses special computers and sensors to avoid other boats and find its way around, just like a self-driving car, but on water. This amazing ship can stay at sea for months, hunting for enemy submarines and watching for trouble. It never gets tired, never needs to stop for food, and can work in the worst weather conditions. It's like having a tireless guardian patrolling the seas. The stealth destroyers, hidden warriors. Modern destroyers are like the ninjas of the sea. Ships like the Type 055 from China and the Sejong the Great from South Korea are packed with technology that makes them super hard to spot. They can shoot down missiles, fight other ships, and even hunt submarines, all at the same time. These ships use special materials and shapes that make radar signals bounce away instead of coming back. It's like they're wearing an invisibility cloak. Even though they're as long as 2 Olympic swimming pools, they can sneak up on other ships without being noticed. The mighty Bismarck, a legend from the past. Let's take a quick trip back in time to meet one of the most famous warships ever built, the Bismarck. This German battleship was like a floating castle made of steel. It was so powerful that it took the entire British Navy to hunt it down during World War II. The Bismarck was as long as 3 football fields and had guns so big that each one weighed as much as 3 school buses. Even though it's not sailing anymore, it helped teach engineers how to build the amazing ships we have today. The modern marvels, missile ships. Today's warships are packed with missiles that can hit targets hundreds of miles away. Ships like the Arleigh Burke destroyers are like giant video game characters come to life. They can track and shoot down multiple threats at the same time. These ships have special radar systems that can see everything around them for hundreds of miles. It's like giving the ship supervision. They can protect entire cities from missile attacks and help other ships stay safe. The future of naval power. The warships of tomorrow will be even more amazing. Engineers are working on ships that can shoot lasers, power entire cities during emergencies, and even turn seawater into fuel. Some new ships might not even need people to operate them, just like the Sea Hunter. Scientists are even developing special paint that can make ships completely invisible to radar, and working on ships that can transform their shape to move better through rough waters. Just imagine. Future ships might be able to dive underwater like submarines, then pop back up to launch airplanes. Others might use special engines that don't need any fuel at all. Some might even use artificial intelligence, so advanced that they can predict what's going to happen in a battle before it starts. The possibilities are endless, and every year brings innovations that push the boundaries of what's possible on the seas. These incredible warships show us just how far technology has come. From the mighty aircraft carriers to the sneaky destroyers and the robot ships of tomorrow, each one is a floating marvel of engineering. They protect our oceans and keep our world safe, all while pushing the boundaries of what's possible on the high seas. These amazing vessels remind us that human imagination and innovation know no bounds. Remember to hit that like button if you enjoyed learning about these amazing warships. Subscribe to see more incredible videos about the world's most powerful machines. And don't forget to share this video with your friends who love amazing technology. Leave a comment below telling us which warship you think is the coolest.